as we were discussing the themes of the play Who is Virginia Woolf, the next important theme that we find, and it is very striking in this play, is reality versus illusion. So symbolically, Edward Albee wants to say that the American dream is an illusion for George and Martha. They are not living in the reality. They tend to seek escape from reality because the reality for them is harsh. It is harsh because of the incidents that have taken place in their life. One, they are childless. Two, their marriage is turning sour, unhappy because of the over-influence of Martha's father onto their marriage. Three, because Martha and George are not good partners to each other. So, reality in life is very horrible for George and Martha. That's why, unfortunately, they have created a web of illusions around them. And this illusion is expressed into many forms. What is the main illusion in which they are living, and whether this illusion makes their life bearable is a big question. The most important illusion that they have created in their life is that of their son. They know that their marriage is turning hopeless. They can't take a divorce because of certain situations. They have already crossed the age to remarry, and childlessness is one more harsh reality that they are facing. So they want somehow to sustain their life, to retain their marriage, and to retain their marriage they have imagined the illusion of their son, who in fact is not there at all. They don't have any child, but they have created this illusion in which they are living somehow, trying to live happily. Then there is another incident of illusion when it comes to the character of George. We see George is telling a story of a boy he had befriended in his childhood, and how the boy killed his own father and mother accidentally. Whether this story was a reality or it was an illusion created by George about himself or about his friend is unknown, because at one point of time it is shown as a remembrance from George's childhood, and on the other hand it is shown as an illusion by Martha. She feels that it is his own story. He is trying to create an illusion, saying that it is his friend's story who went into the mental asylum. So there is no clear-cut distinction between reality and illusion in this drama, and this constant struggle from reality to illusion, from illusion to reality, creates the absurd element in this drama. Another illusion in this drama is seen in the mind of Martha. Martha, who is unsatisfied in her life, thinks that her sexual encounter with Nick can give her some satisfaction, but in fact that also turns out to be an illusion, and the reality is that only George was the man who had ever satisfied her. So she comes out of that illusion which she had created in her own mind because of the athletic physique of the youngster in this drama named Nick. So this is how she also comes out of her own illusion. Then there is another incident of reality and illusion. Both Nick and Honey have created an illusion to others that they have married because they loved each other from childhood. But as we enter act number 2, Nick goes on revealing the secrets of his marriage with Honey, which seem to be horrible, terrible truths. He married Honey not out of love but out of some greed for money, and also that he had found her pregnant. But in fact, this pregnancy of Honey also turns out to be an illusion. So the characters, all the 4 characters, try to escape from reality, from real life situations, because they find that the reality of life is absurd, and they find different ways to escape into illusory happiness. They drink too much, and alcoholism is shown to be an illusory exit from reality, an escape from reality. This is how it has been symbolized in this play. So there is a constant struggle between reality and illusion, and what ultimately gives them happiness is unknown even at the end of play. The next important theme that we find is love and hate. Now this is a very complex phenomena that we find. It is often said in psychology that the person whom we love the most can one day become the person whom we hate the most, and this relationship of love and hate are constantly changing. There is no permanent love and there is no permanent hate. So this psychological phenomena of love and hate is also shown in this drama very effectively by Edward Albee. Whether George hates Martha, whether she hates George, it is unknown, because had they hated each other, they would have taken divorce, and in the Western society it is not so a taboo thing to take divorce. So they could have easily taken divorce against each other, from each other, if they hated each other. But the fact that their marriage is still intact, even though there are quarrels, struggles, psychological wars between both of them, we still say that there is some sort of love which is seen between George and Martha. And that love is surrounded by this illusion of their son. They hate each other, they love each other as well. And how they love each other is recounted by Martha when she tells about their love story as youngsters and how they got married, and their marriage was a love marriage, and in the beginning they loved each other a lot, and she also explains the fact that George had really satisfied her in her life once upon a time. So what began with love turned into hatred, but this hatred is not permanent as well. They were still intact in the married relationship. So this is how love and hate are shown to be the two sides of a relation in the play Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and even the theme repeats in the younger couple, Honey and Nick. They look when outwardly they look as a loving couple, but in fact their love is not based, their relation is not based on love, and it is just a kind of agreement sort of thing. Nick married Honey because of money and property. So this is how the theme of love and hate is expressed in the play Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Then I found out that this play is full of psychological complexities. So, an exhibition of psychological complexities in human nature is also a very dominant theme in this play. All the complexities that are found in human nature, such as jealousy, hatred, anger, frustration, depression, inferiority complex, feeling of superiority, dominant nature, all these varieties of psychological phenomena and complexities within a human nature are shown through the various actions of the characters George, Martha, Nick and Honey. The excess alcoholism, the excess alcoholism of Honey also shows how it is an ego defense mechanism to escape from the reality of unhappiness in her marriage. So there are lots of psychological complexities. I have already told you what are those. So I just wanted to enumerate this theme here. This is how the play is full of multiple themes. So that ends our discussion on the themes of the play Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Now I would like to throw light upon certain other elements related to this drama, and that those other aspects I won't write them down here, but I will just enumerate them in my lecture. One is, this drama can be looked at from multiple perspectives. As I said, it can be looked from a psychological perspective. All the complex behaviors of these characters, the crazy behaviors, actions of these characters can be looked upon from a psychological perspective. That is one. This drama can be looked upon as an absurd drama as well, because certain actions which these characters are doing seem to be extremely meaningless. For example, the illusion of their son is an absurd concept, right? They are an old couple and they imagine a child in order to keep themselves happy and safe. So this is an absurd element that we find in the drama. And then there are also many other absurd elements, like Honey goes on into the bathroom of the hosts and lies on the floor there. She is peeling the wrapper off a liquor bottle. All these actions show absurdity. And then in one of the episodes, George, who is frustrated, comes with a fake gun and targets at Martha and brings out parasol. So this he does out of depression, and that act seems to be horrific as well as comic. So this is also another absurd element that we find in the drama. Then another absurdity or irony in this play, as I have already told you, is that the old couple should become a role model to the younger couple, but in fact here it is not being done so. The old couple is behaving foolishly in front of the people. So all the absurd behaviors, and suddenly in order to cover up frustration or depression, the characters like George and Martha suddenly laugh hysterically, suddenly start crying, suddenly start singing the song Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and it is repeated 3 to 4 times in the drama. This is also an absurd element in the drama. Then we can also have a look at this drama from the perspective of gender studies. How there is a constant struggle between male and female, especially in the relationship between George and Martha. How each of them is trying to dominate over the other. So this shows a kind of hidden gender warfare between men and women in this drama. So we can also have a look at this drama from from the perspective of gender studies. When it comes to the other structural aspects of the drama, in fact, this drama was criticized heavily by some of the American critics for its vulgar language. And yes, at certain points in this drama, the language is extremely vulgar. There are lots of swear words and abusive words. There are lots of words symbolic of sexual activities. And thereby, we can say the language used by Edward Albee in this play, although it is vulgar, although it is explicit, it suits the theme of the play very well, because through that kind of language these characters are speaking and they are expressing out their frustration against life, against each other. So the suggestive language, sexually offensive words used in a hidden way, all these aspects are there in the dialogues of the play Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf. There are lots of sentences or dialogues with ugly talks and even swear words. Why has he used this kind of language? It is in order to show what is the reality of life in a failed American dream. So this is how we have several aspects to study about, to ponder over in this particular drama, so that these all characteristics of this drama make this a wonderful and complex play. And interestingly, even though this is not a drama which tells us the story of many days, it just tells us the story of what happens in just one night. We can say that this is a drama full of action. I mean, each and every action becomes so prominent that it can play havoc in the role of, in the lives of these characters. So it is a compact drama, claustrophobic drama. Claustrophobic is, it happens in one living room. The whole scenes, all the acts and scenes. There is no scene division. I would like to tell this here. The drama is differentiated or divided into only 3 acts. There are no scene divisions as we find in Shakespeare's dramas. So this is a new style followed by Edward Albee, who did not want to follow the archaic style of drama writing. So there are no scene divisions, and all the scenes, interestingly, all the scenes happen in the same place. Now, when I look at this fact, I am reminded of another absurd drama, Waiting for Godot, in which both the acts take place on the same kind of stage setting. So here as well, we find the scene is not changed throughout the drama. Sometimes the characters come on the stage as if they act that they have come into the living room. They go out of the stage acting as if they have gone out of the living room, and that's the only space where so many things take place, so many warfares take place. This is also symbolic of our mind. See, in this drama, there is so much chaos taking place within a closed small space. It is just a living room. And who are the characters there? Those are closely bound people. They are a couple, not any outsiders. When there is a lot of chaos happening within a house, it also is symbolic of the modern mind, modern human brain, in which so many chaotic things are taking place at the same time. Thoughts opposite to each other, thoughts contradicting each other, thoughts of hate, love, anger, happiness, all of them clustered together remain in human mind in the present times. So maybe we can look at this scene of one living room and whatever is happening in that living room to be a symbol of a chaotic human mind in the present times. So it can be taken as a symbol of that as well. So this is how I have tried to analyze the whole drama to the best of my capabilities. Now, I recommend you read the text and try to interpret the drama, and let us see how many new perspectives we can get from your side. With this, I call it a day for the discussion on the drama Who is Afraid of